He's Tom Curran, Comcast Sportsnet New England, covering the Patriots, among other things. The peripatetic Tom Curran, who joins us now. It's hard to keep track of the surgeries for Rob Gronkowski here, Tom. The latest with his back, having had back issues in college. How did this come about now where he needs surgery?
Well, this will be number 6 if you do keep track. That's a half dozen. It came about because it's a herniated disc, and whether that's related to, a debilitating situation that he has in his back, or whether it would have happened if he hadn't had a back surgery when he was in Arizona in 2009, that remains to be seen. The Patriots obviously felt comfortable enough in his pre-draft workouts and evaluations to take a chance on him with a second-round pick. He's rewarded them. They've, in turn, rewarded him with a contract. But, yeah, Dan, it's a 24-year-old guy who's about to have another back surgery, and it's got to be a concern for them is how long is this player going to be able to play in the style that he plays?
And then you got the forearm issue. Is the forearm healthy enough, or will it be healthy enough for him to play? Let's remove the back surgery from this equation.
It should be, because, and this is what the Patriots will tell you, is both Rodney Harrison and Mike Vrabel had the same plate installed in their forearm after they broke their arms earlier in their Patriots careers. And they stood up. Rodney never broke his arm again after the Super Bowl break against Carolina. Mike Vrabel actually did break it again about 4 or 5 seasons later in the same style Gronkowski did. Gronkowski's just had a run of crap luck, basically. And I think that break could have happened 5 years down the road or in the first game back. It happened to come in the first game back. But the reason I think a lot of people are curious, why the hell didn't he get his back taken care of in March? This infection that set in threw everything off because they couldn't have the arm situation that he was dealing with an infection in there and then say, hey, lay down, we're going to open up your back while you're at it and fighting an infection in another part of your body.
What about the off-field behavior with this? Is that a factor at all in any of this?
I don't think it is, but I think that the Patriots have a concern about what it looks like. This is a player who they made a long-term commitment to last year for $54 million. He's going to be signed through 2019 if the Patriots pick up an option in 2015. He's in a different level of leadership with this team, which is actually a fairly young team. They'd like to see him tamp it down a little bit. I think they're happy with his on-field and off-field work ethic, but I think they'd like to see his nipples a little bit less. Just keep your shirt on a little more regularly in public, and people will be happy.
Is that an official team statement? We'd like to see less of your nipples?
They actually, how the training camps, they'll pass out a T-shirt at the beginning. It's going to be less nipples, more wins in 13.
Would you rather cover Bill Belichick or Greg Popovich?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy, but I think that I would probably rather cover Popovich because I've covered Belichick. I would rather cover Popovich.
How frustrating is it that those secrets are guarded there with that team, that it's tough to be a reporter when you're trying to break news with them?
Well, it becomes tough because, I've covered him for 13 years, and there's stuff that you really just don't even present to him, and that's hard. To know that you're going into a press conference and here's an event that has happened, but if you bring this up in a public setting, you might be able to find out somehow through, another avenue. But if you ask him at the podium, you're not only going to not get the answer to that, but you're also going to get crap answers to every other thing that gets brought up for the remainder of the press conference, and everybody else is going to be irritated at you because you ruined the entire press conference by asking about Gronk's nipples.
One other thing, I know that Brady does a paid appearance on Boston radio station, WEEI. I don't know if they ask him if he wanted to keep Wes Welker. It's one thing to have Danny Amendola in there, but if did Brady want to keep Wes Welker? I know he talked about he's going to be a friend for life, but if it came down to did you want Wes Welker or Danny Amendola, was that question asked to Brady since he doesn't do any other media?
He would have liked to see Wes Welker stay, and I think that he understands, as Welker may as well, that the landscape was misjudged all the way around. I don't think Wes Welker's happy where he is. I don't think Tom Brady's happy that Wes Welker is someplace else. I don't think that has any reflection at all on the presence of Danny Amendola. But, you look at a friend, in this case, Welker to Brady, they're extremely close, and you have a guy who's played 5 years and $18 million, and he made $10 million last year. Great money for 99% of the population, but it's not fair to the level he performed at. And then when he hit free agency, he thought he was going to cash in like a Larry Fitzgerald or a Calvin Johnson, and it just wasn't there for a slot. But he kind of got sold a bill of goods by his representatives, and as a result, those cross signals, the Patriots had a more realistic view of it. He ends up elsewhere. I think that Brady looks at it and says, I'm not so much pissed at the Patriots. I feel bad that my friend got taken advantage of or got misled or got so irritated and emotional toward the Patriots, feeling that he was getting jobbed, that he ended up someplace else.
Don't want to see much of your nipples. Keep that in mind, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Amen to that.
All right. Tom Curran, Comcast, Sportsnet New England. You imagine if they had T-shirts that were made for Gronkowski? Less nipples, more wins.